The views and opinions expressed by the Orc of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, are of my own and no one else, nor do they reflect Beyond Ringside. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. You know what time it is. The To Be Determined Show live, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. And by the way, don't forget about Beyond Ringside Radio app. Check that out. I am the Orc of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Necessary Evil, the Wicked Nemesis. And joining me is my producer extraordinaire, Fast Eddie Lane. Eddie, how you doing this evening?
Wonderfully well. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Hung Bucks Breadsticks. Always hot, always fresh, and always ready when you want to treat yourself to something special. And you better believe we always deliver. Hung Bucks Breadsticks. No oven needed. They firm up right when you want one.
And my tag team partner in the magical Mr. Rod of Tag Team Wrestling. He is one part of the commission. He is one half of the longest reigning GCW Tag Team Champions of all time, Joshua Hagen. Josh, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. And don't forget, one half of the longest reigning FTW Tag Team Champions of all time.
Oh, yes. At least we not forget. Gentlemen, this was bigger than the Super Bowl. It's WrestleMania. WrestleMania weekend, I think, can be summed up in just a few things. When you look at what happened that everybody seems to be talking about, ZAW put an event on at 29-degree weather in the fucking cold.
Negative 29 degrees.
That's what it feels like. I apologize to everyone. I have been sick as fuck for the last few days after that. So, a little under the weather, but we will fight through. Josh, you were there. Oh my God. Tell everyone. Try to describe it anyways.
Well, it was cold. It was wet. But every member of the ZAW locker room went out and performed like it was, the biggest crowd they'd ever seen. There was great matches, great performances. A lot of people were sore. I mean, me, I'm like a weird mutant. I just keep going like the Energizer Bunny, but it was so cold. I was wrestling Lerman, and he's tall. Lerman's a tall guy. Stalling suplex. When I hit, I was just like, I mean, I had my scarf on when I came to the ring, and I tried to keep it on as long as possible because I was so cold. I think I got about 2 minutes into the match before the scarf finally got thrown off me.
Kind of like a do-rag, right?
Yeah, just like a do-rag.
There you go.
But no, I was so cold, and I had no shirt on, and I know Wick was out there more than I was, and I know he was cold. Xander's was so cold that, like, in the middle of the match, he goes, "Hold on a second," and he went out and grabbed a jacket and put it on for like a spot. He goes, "I just need to warm up for a second." But no, it was, everybody really stepped up and went out there and put on an amazing show. And I was super proud of every single guy out there because, I mean, cold, wet, late, you would think at least one person would be like, why are we going to work? Can we do this? Can I shorten my match? No, everybody went out there, just did it. Not one complaint. It was amazing.
Actually, I shortened everybody's match. I was like, take two of them. You were that cold.
Time to go.
Josh, man, the matches we had up, Scott Morgan filled in for the injured Spiral. Trixie, Double A. Scott and Double A, Bounce and them are no longer together. Double A come up a little bit, little hurt Friday night after Pro South, and Double A was there. Double A tried to do what he could backstage, but even Double A was out in the cold with us. So thank you to those guys. Tosh and Chris went out and killed it. Josh killed it. And I'm about to sneeze.
Give it to us, man. Give it to us. Yeah, sneeze it.
Ooh, sorry about that.
It's
As I
okay.
said, I've been sick. So everyone went out there, went above and beyond what they had to. Unlike the bands that pussied out and stayed inside.
They actually said that if they couldn't perform inside, they were going to leave. And we're like, screw that shit. We doing this shit. You know, the fans that did get to come out, that came to support us, and then the
Brave the elements.
yeah, they braved the elements. It was we're not going to disappoint anyone. Even if one person showed up, they're like, I'm really here to see this show. Guess what? You came, you will see. We bring that shit, yo.
It was a very good time for wrestling. However, not for our health. And by the way, let's just say this. Will Owens has boxing ring mats. So let's just say. I think it's a boxing fucking ring.
Will Owens
Josh.
took 4 top rope splashes from midgets. I mean, and when I say splashes, I mean like spiral impact splashes from the top rope. Like these little dudes, like they were having a jump. That was like a damn Van Terminator jump for them to get to Will in the middle of the ring. They were like, wah! And they were just flying through the air like little flying squirrels. It was nice. And when they hit on, you can't put your knees down when your legs are so tiny.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they just like body weight on him. Bam. And one little fella hit him, then the other little fella hit him. Then they both went back up and made the hike up Mount Everest, which we call the top rope.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, hey, they had their ropes and ching, 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 hooked their damn shit in. It was great. They finally got there. They did it again. I'm like, damn, they are killing Will. And as Angie asked 27 times, I wonder if they really sunk those teeth in. How deep they get those teeth in? Like she was really curious about how hard they were biting his ass. But they were, when you got a midget on each cheek.
Run!
Oh, he tried to run, and it looked like a little animals were like hanging off his butt cheeks.
It's like Zombievers.
Zombievers.
Some beavers. I like that one. Good one.
Dude, that's our next movie we're making.
Some beavers.
Oh, there is a movie called Zombievers.
Oh, well, fuck them. I know there's a Were Moose movie out, too.
That would be pretty cool. What is it called? Weremoose?
Yeah, I think so. Which Seth Skyfire actually helped do he made the Were Moose.
I would like to see a weremoose. Eddie, have you ever seen a weremoose?
That I have not seen.
What about a white widow werewoose?
Werewolf?
Yes.
I have seen
It's
a
like
I think I have seen a werewolf before, though.
Yes.
Oh, no, I was literally driving to my house, and I was coming down the highway, getting close to my house. And this is not a very wooded area. I mean, there's some woods. You know, you see occasional, like, oh, look, it's a little fox or something. Like, there's a
You talking about
beaver.
Where you are now?
No, it was kind of, a little bit farther down the road, but not too bad, but similar area. And I'm coming down the highway, and as I'm coming down the highway, there's this big median area, and it's about 4 feet of like concrete that keeps you from going to the other side of the highway, right? And as I'm driving down, this wolf comes out, and I swear to God, about the size of my car. And this fucker, from the middle, it's a 2-lane highway on both sides. He jumps from the dotted line in the middle of the road and still clears the 4-foot concrete barrier into the other lane. Biggest damn creature I've ever seen, just like out. I mean, it was the size, it was bigger than a deer, but it was a giant wolf. And I was like, that's a fucking werewolf. That's a werewolf. Just saying. Like, I've seen some shit. That was not a normal damn, just like, ooh, look, it's a little wolf. No, it's like, that thing will eat your face. If you walked outside right now, it'd eat your face.
That's funny. Well,
Damn
speaking of werewolves, Angie, you're here. How are you, Angie?
I'm doing well. Looking around, trying to get home and get on air.
So, do you think that they really sunk their teeth into Will Owens' ass?
I don't know. They look like they were latched on pretty good.
Like Zombievers?
Zombieverse. Oh my gosh. Possibly.
And there you have it. Thank you for that great analysis, Angie.
Of course.
But here's the
But,
real question: if
How cold it was.
if she had $50 million to start a wrestling company,
Angie, we're talking about how cold it was at in Trustville at the Harley Davidson. You were there with gloves, and you were going in and out of what we had our setup room. Describe how cold it was to everybody.
Even with gloves, a heavy leather jacket on, and I was also layered. I had like a tank top, a t-shirt, and then a long shirt. It was cold. It was so cold, things were numb. Like, at one point, I think you could have chopped off my hands and I would have never known it. They were so numb. It was chilly, chilly, chilly.
I think I'd know. I don't care how cold I am. You cut my hands off, I'll be like, I ain't gotta.
You ever seen Gerald's Game? Just saying. But then we also made that trek back, which was very cold. And thank you, Angie, for saving a man's life, because Angie actually saved a man's life from Braddock ripping somebody apart. So, yay.
That happened.
You know, we almost lost our heavyweight champion that night. Scott Morgan and Spiral finish a hellacious match in the frozen tundra. And
Lambeau Field.
now, Spiral's walking backwards, holding the title up, like looking at the crowd, right? And as he's walking backwards, a minivan just shoots by and almost hits him. And it's the midgets leaving the show.
It
Driven
was
by
the scene from Jacob's Ladder. It really was. You know, when he sees them go by. "Ooh."
But it was
That was
weird
strange.
because Will told me the story, and he's like, he goes, the first time I met those guys, I was like, how'd you get here? He goes, oh, I drove. And he goes, you drove? He goes, yeah. He goes, I drove that minivan over there. And Will goes, cool. And he goes, in my head, I was kind of picturing, you know, him sitting on some phone books to drive and have those special pedals to hit this thing. He goes, and I laugh because I'm like, that's kind of ridiculous. He's probably got like a booster seat thing that he uses, and then the special pedals, or maybe even the pedals on the steering wheel for people who can't use their legs and stuff. And he goes, I opened the minivan up to check it out. And he goes, and I'll be damned if there weren't some shit he was just sitting on some fucking phone book shit. He goes, but he didn't have the special pedals. He had these wood blocks that were like clamped in, like these like vent clamps. And it's not like someone could just drive his car. you'd have to have a power tool to loosen up the bolt to take this wooden block off the pedals. So it's like, that's the one way of making sure no one drives your car. You're like, good luck driving with them wooden blocks on there. But Will died laughing trying to tell me about looking at these wooden blocks on his gas pedals.
So here's my, what if like you have kids and, you know, we have friends that drive your cars that aren't midgets. Would you look at them and be like, dude, did you fuck with my seat?
That's funny.
Where the fuck's my phone book?
Yeah. God damn it, where's my New York phone book? Come on, motherfuckers, quit fucking around. I got to go to the store. Get a pack of cigarettes, come on. Has anyone seen the video of Mauro Ranallo from NXT TakeOver?
No, I haven't seen the video. I've seen the headline for it.
The what?
Mauro, you know how animated he is.
Oh, yeah.
There's a video of him losing his shit during his calls in NXT, and goddamn it, he's amazing. Mamma mia! Shit's great. He's so animated and so excited about everything. Such passion.
I miss him on New Japan.
He left. They kept JBL. Saying, hey, Dad!
I miss Mauro Ranallo on New Japan calls. I am so sick of Jim Ross right now. It ain't even funny. There was a time in my life I was a huge Jim Ross fan. And not just because I'm fat. And the fact of the matter stands, you know, on WWE his chemistry works. But ever since he moved over to New Japan, whether it's a typical television replay or a one of their big events, the one thing that I've always done when I'm on commentary is when it's time for the ring. If I'm not doing the ring introductions and I'm just doing commentary, rule 1, shut the hell up during ring introductions. I don't care if it's in English, Spanish, Dutch, Martian, Japanese, French, Venusian, Plutonian. I don't care. It can be in Thanos' home language. The announce team needs to shut the hell up during ring introductions. Because you have people who are watching on television, on replay or live or whatever, who actually want that part of the experience and the moment. Because they have decent ring announcers in New Japan. But for some reason, Jim Ross and Josh Barnett just can't shut up. So really, I'd love to have Mauro back on New Japan.
Well, he always does great stuff with NXT, and I think I want to keep him there forever. He's so much better than Michael Cole, and listen to that was amazing. So, who got to watch TakeOver?
I saw most of it.
Josh, did you get to watch TakeOver?
No, I haven't. I was freezing when it first aired, and then I have yet to have time to go back and watch it.
Angie and I stayed up and watched it. It was very good. We watched the replay, of course, because we have the network. And let me tell you something. Wow. Very good. Had some very good matches. A few spots here and there could be changed during the ladder match. The ladder match was very good. Adam Cole, Bay. I mean, I bet Noah was crying, probably jizzing on his pants.
Say it again. Go and just say the name again, Wick.
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby! Yes!
Okay.
Well, we won't go into spoiler territory for that until Josh has seen it, but I highly recommend NXT TakeOver to everyone.
Oh, even if I know, like, I'll probably watch it just because I've heard some. What? Oh my God! Really?
Well, see, I didn't watch it live. I watched it about 2:00 in the morning.
I'm sorry. I was just. Eddie's got this NXT on the TV as we're watching, and I guess for the first time saw the guy from Heavy Machinery do the worm, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah. He is nothing like the midgets wearing the pancake outfits during the New Day's intro doing the worms at rings. That was just funny.
Well, what was your overall grade for WrestleMania, Eddie?
Gave it a B plus. Actually, I gave Takeover A minus. I had my own little points inside the ladder match and a couple other things throughout the course of the show. I love the fact that, and it's really funky, the fact that we had so many title changes at the NXT Takeover Mania weekend. Normally, they don't have that many title changes, and you can't really include when you talk about. I mean, granted, yes, there's two technically. 3 technical titles, main tag team and women's. And now that they've added the North American title, which, hey, look, there were a couple of things in the ladder match, but like I said, overall, it kept my attention and it kept me going, damn, keep going. Fight. And it's kind of like the Nakamura Zayn thing. Fight forever. I'm good with that. The tag team triple threat match for the Dusty Rhodes Classic finals and for the NXT tag titles, I thought that was a strong match. Kudos to you-know-who for winning that one. The NXT Championship match, I really enjoyed. When Cien Almas first made his debut, I didn't give him much of a chance. And then over the last couple of shows that I've really watched him on, he has just grown into his own big time. But overall, NXT TakeOver, like I said, to me, that was a stronger outing. Now, granted, fewer matches, shorter show. I felt Mania was too long again. 5 hours. Damn it. Not even counting the pre-show. 2-hour pre-show, 5-hour main show. And here's...
Josh,
go ahead.
Well, hold on, really quick. Josh, what was your grade on WrestleMania?
On WrestleMania itself,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say B plus. For the whole show together, B plus.
Angie, what do you give it for the whole show?
I think a B plus sounds good. That sounds about right.
Why are you stealing my shit?
I said
Well,
B
Eddie-
plus first.
Too. Eddie said it too.
I know, I'm just fucking with
I
Eddie.
give it.
So Josh is stealing my shit again.
Yeah, I know, but I made it look good.
See,
Oh my gosh.
I had actually given it a traditional straight ahead B, but when John Cena pulled the Scooby-Doo slip fall down when Taker sat up, that went to a B plus.
So,
Well, I will give it a rating of, oh my god, it's the Citizen Kane extended cut version of the Criterion Collection version. Way too fucking long. Way too long. That's my rating. Way too long.
we're not judging your penis.
Well, you know.
I mean, it's not like we're doing a review of the Hung Bucks breadsticks, okay?
Those things they're so big you can barely get it in your mouth.
It comes with its own special sauce.
Oh,
Notice I stayed away from that. I wanted y'all to take that one.
whoa.
Well, dang.
I ain't taking your special sauce.
The line about.
I don't care how long the line is for your special sauce. I don't.
There better not be a line.
It's got a waiting list, and they're gonna keep waiting too.
It's like a 5-star restaurant in New York. It's gonna be about 6 months before you can get this sauce.
It's kind of like that new one of the newer restaurants over on Southside. Or close to Southside. It's called The Yard. It's at the Eagleton. Nice place. Went there last week. Awesome.
But is it as nice as Dorsia?
Never been there.
It's like we should go to Dorsia. I can get us seats. We'll just go to Tex-Mex or Texarkana.
Texas Day Brazil.
Dude, I tried to go there. I went there.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, it's like a 3-hour wait. I went,
Shit, I make reservations when I go.
I know, but I mean, well, I was just in the area and 3-hour wait. Next day, I was like, let's just go the next day. Went the next day, 3-hour wait.
Make reservations.
Hey man, look, Wick's on the line. Easy with the reservation talk, all right? Ding. You better give me a ding on that motherfucker. There we go.
What?
Eddie, we have to be more sensitive, okay? Wick, I'm sorry if you were offended by our previous comments.
That's funny. Nobody gets that joke. Me.
No Native American.
But yeah,
Yes.
me and Jessica were trying to eat down there, and it was ridiculous. It was crazy.
The little engine that could, WrestleMania. It's fun. So what stood out? What was the one moment that stood out the most for you, Eddie? One moment. Was it John Cena sitting up, obviously?
You mean Taker sitting up?
Or Cena slipping down and Taker sitting up?
I mean, like I said, that bumped it up from a B to a B plus. I mean, that moment right there, because Cena did no offense. He legitimately did the honors for Taker to make him look like a badass all over again. But legitimately, I said it on my Facebook page, my personal one. I didn't put it on the Fast Eddie Lane page. The one thing that stood out to me the most from start to finish, 7 hours, pre-show and main show, the fact that the $1 billion princess, the chief brand officer for World Wrestling Entertainment, the person who has the least ring time, technically speaking, of anybody on that show, I don't count Rousey because she has cage time, looked more polished than anybody will ever give her credit for. B, her moves were solid. She made very few mistakes. The ones that she made were negligible. Her facial expressions were awesome. Legitimately, the MVP of that match was not Hunter, Angle, or Rousey. It was Steph. She played everything from the bitch to the chicken shit heel so beautifully. So honestly, the one thing that stands out to me the most, the fact that Stephanie McMahon pulled it off and pulled it off beautifully. And not to mention, she looked like a professional. The outfit that she had on, that was badass, dude. Plain and simple. And not to mention, I want one of those motorcycles when I grow up.
I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna argue with you.
Go ahead, please.
I think Rousey was the MVP of that match for
No.
one simple reason.
Yeah, she didn't snap and lose her mind.
No, not just that. Okay, how many times have you seen them bring people in, new people? Yeah, to this day, Cena puts his elbows down on powerbombs.
Yeah.
To this day, Rousey.
Who was one of her trainers? Brian Kendrick, of
Yeah,
course.
but look, when Triple H pulled her out of that ring and just snatched her out,
Yeah.
and she straight up, no knees, no nothing, just stomach bump, boom,
Yeah.
right outside the ring. She took a bump in the ring, boom. She took another move, boom. Everything she did, she committed 100% to.
Okay.
It was clean. When she got the hot tag, the aggression in her face, the fucking dude. Steph pulled her off. Now, don't get me wrong. Steph was amazing in that.
Yeah.
But when Steph pulled her off, she ate the side of that damn turnbuckle. I mean, the side of that ring. Everything she did, I believed that she was dying. She was really. I was way. Give Brian Kendrick a giant bonus.
Yeah.
For the work he's done with her. But like I said, I think she's been working a lot longer than people think.
Yeah.
And it showed. She was, but like. I think I said it to Wick because, they came to the O'Hagan WrestleMania party. When she came in on the hot tag, the aggression and the fire that she had coming in was what most indie guys nowadays forget.
Okay, then let me counteract one little thing. Who is the professional athlete and who is not between Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon?
But who has
No,
more...
seriously.
Oh, no. You can say that Rousey is the professional athlete.
Yes, and she is.
How many years has Steph been working in that company?
Okay, she's been in and around that company since birth, but the fact of the matter stands.
She's also a former champion.
She's had... If you take the amount of time she's been on TV in actual matches and compare it to the actual ring time of Rousey...
Rousey doesn't get paid by the hour either.
I'm just saying. Rousey, hell, a lot of her matches were 30, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
You take her total ring time of UFC, and Steph probably had a match that long.
Yeah, give or take a few matches.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, and this is something that I'll put out there. This is the one part that nobody is really grasping. Everybody's sitting back going, sure, UFC champion. Okay, let's put the world in proper perspective. I talked about them being the Olympic dream team, Rousey and Angle. Ronda Rousey, world judo champion, silver medalist in the Olympics in judo. Before there was UFC, there was Strikeforce. Longtime listeners to this station know I was driving that train for Rousey before Strikeforce, long before UFC. So all the rest of you little Johnny-come-latelys, move to the back of the train. Plain and simple.
Are you running a train on Rousey? Eddie, how dare you?
I ain't pulling the caboose, that's for damn sure. I'm running the engine on that one. So, as it stands, and Kurt Angle, what can you say about him that hadn't already been documented in film, video, audio, and police reports? I mean, with all due respect, Kurt, love you, man.
Well, loves the black woman.
There you go. But no, I mean, seriously, though, to put the world in proper perspective, Rousey...
I'm sorry, you said say something that has been said before. I just didn't know if that's audibly been said, so I want to say it.
I think it's actually true, too. But I think he's actually...
Oh, it is. Look at the police report.
Been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. Not me, but him. But, yeah. But,
Eddie.
What?
Eddie wants some brown sugar. Everybody heard it right there.
No, you heard me say it was Angle, not me. Okay, hold on. Let's go and bring this one out. Now that we're starting to turn it in my direction.
Same old story again tonight.
There you go. But it's the portion of the program where they gang up on me. Thank God everybody's pants are still on.
Well, at least we're not snapping at you like the goddamn Jets.
West Side?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but seriously, though, for as much as I respect and appreciate what Ronda Rousey did during that match, I respect and appreciate what Stephanie was able to do a little bit more. Steph is not a professional athlete. Rousey is.
But Steph has learned from the best.
Her dad.
Not
her husband.
Not just her dad and her husband, but think about the people that she... Think about the angles she's been in with Taker.
And Paul Bearer.
And Paul Bearer, just him being outside the ring, the things that he could teach her, the things that Heyman gets to teach her, the minds that she gets to pick on a daily basis.
Right.
And that, like...
But that doesn't always help you when it comes to ding, ding, bell sounds, let's wrestle.
I know, but you got to also understand, too, though, but how old was she when she debuted on TV?
Oh, God, what, 19, 20?
Yeah, she was young. She's been... So you got to think of this. For what, 20 years? Because she's probably about to be 40, right?
I think she's our age, Josh.
Yeah. So you got to think of this. She's got 20 years, not just being a fan and growing up and hooking up with Macho Man. Too soon?
Yeah, too soon.
Too soon.
Too tsunami.
But the fact that okay, I can say this. Just sitting and listening to Regal talk for 3 hours...
Oh, God.
Opened my mind up to so many things, and I actually utilize a lot of those things.
Yeah, that's a learning trait.
In my things. So now imagine you work side by side with someone like William Regal, and you get to hear him talk for hours.
Freddie Blassie.
Every week. Yeah,
Freddie Blassie.
Yeah, these people have, and whether you say it becomes. It starts in your brain when all this knowledge gets put in there, subconsciously you start to do it. And over the years, from the times that she was, whether she was doing stuff with like Trish Stratus or different people, or who did she work in that match 2 years ago? Like when they were like saying, you still got it, whatever. She worked a singles match and was amazing in it. And it might have been, was it Nikki or Brie Bella or something like that?
I try not to think about the Bella, so if it was
You're
one of
probably
them...
one of the Bella twins.
Yeah, I think it was one of the Bella twins. But she was there. She's been having matches. She's been doing this. And I guarantee you, the same way Brock and some of these in The Rock have rings set up where they can do things, I guarantee you they've got a private wrestling ring, and she gets in there with Triple H, and she gets in there with other people, or they bring in Sarah Del Rey and work just with Stephanie. Like, hey, I know you're training at NXT this week.
Yeah,
how about when you get off work, you fly up to Connecticut and let's do and you work with me for 2 days.
But once again, the main thing that I'm going after is the factor of public ring time. You can work practice matches all day long. You can simulate crowd noise and everything else and the lights and all the above. But there is
All you gotta do is go. Hey, no, we are missing the main thing about this, guys.
what?
Stephanie did kill it.
Oh, she
Ronda
did.
kill it. But however, Stephanie definitely went to that Joey Mercury seminar. I'm telling you.
And it paid off. It paid off. Yeah, there's you get more than a ding. You get the money one right there.
Get the cash register.
I'm just saying that with Stephanie's experience and that promo she cut Monday, where she was like, someone came out here and really showed they could do, and then she goes, and I really did, and she was putting herself over.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, she was just off the top of her head, the same way her dad.
Well, see, that was a Josh O'Hagan promo.
Yeah, just talking shit. My thing is this, like the way Vince
there
was
no
great about
mention of
that.
Pangea. That was not
That bitch don't know about Pangea. But Vince was great when Stone Cold gave Shane the stunner, and they were like, one more, and then he was like, no, guys, I don't think Shane can take another one, and you're like, that's fucking brilliant. Vince is quick like that. With his 20 years on that level with those minds, I guarantee you, they're like, just go out there. She probably just, no one even tells her what to say. She's like, all right, I'll be back in a minute, and just walks out there and says whatever the fuck comes into her head because it's already there. Because she knows the vision of the business. So I'm just
Is
so
Vince
impressed.
is Vince gonna bitch at her if she goes over her promo time?
No, because she's probably already getting power of attorney over him anyway.
Giggity.
That's great.
I still want one of those damn motorcycles. Damn, that trike was awesome. And if you notice the one little thing about their entrance, and this is something that really just stuck with me, and I don't think anybody else has really noticed it. Last year at WrestleMania, when Hunter and Steph made that entrance, remember, she was on the back of his bike as his second. Mm-hmm. Manager, valet, second, whatever you want to call her. This year, notice, she is his tag team partner. They had matching bikes. Mm-hmm. That's cool to me.
And Amber O'Neil.
Yeah, no,
Right.
that first girl looked like, everybody's like, that's Amber O'Neil, And then I'd just be like,
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to let her in the building.
Nope, I don't think so either.
I'm just saying. There might be some heat.
And then, of course, Matt Hardy gets to stroke the front of the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy, and Naomi wins the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal Trophy that looks like a giant uterus.
Oh God.
It really did, like the ovaries coming up on the side. It really, I looked at that, I was like, that's kind of weird. I wonder if they did that on purpose.
And speaking of the pre-show, kudos and congratulations. And dude, I won't say you deserve it. I will damn sure say you have earned it. To good friend of the Beyond Ringside family, Cedric Alexander, for getting the Cruiserweight title. Damn, that was a cool moment.
He is the soul of 205 Live, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Mustafa Ali doing his best Sub-Zero impression, too.
That and Copycat and DJ Z.
Copycat and who?
DJ Z. Z is used to be Zema Ion. He's been doing the LED stuff for a while now.
Yeah, I didn't think anything about him, but yes. You are correct, sir.
Thank you.
Josh, what was your the one moment that stood out for you?
For all of WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Charlotte, Asuka. I think that was the match of the night. I think that exactly what I said, the selling of Charlotte was amazing. And it's so funny, right at the finish, or it was like maybe, 2 minutes before, I looked over at Wick and I was like, I don't feel like Asuka's ever been in trouble this whole match. Like there's no desperation on her end. There wasn't. She'd take a few things, but then she took right back over.
Right.
And I was like, there's been no desperation at all. And then when Charlotte bridged up and she was selling the arm in her finisher by not even putting it on the ground.
Right.
And then
Yes.
she reached over and grabbed her other arm to brace it to keep it locked in. I was like, that's fucking selling right there. This woman is fucking phenomenal And then she's just shaking and shaking, and then Oscar taps, and you just see the crowd. And you saw faces drop. They're like, wait, what? What? I thought that was brilliant.
Vegas lost money that day, too.
Oh, I
Yeah.
guarantee you. But that wasn't they always tease the suplex to the outside of the ring. They always tease it. And then maybe something happens and one person like jumps off and does like a face buster or something to the side apron.
Yep.
She suplexed the shit out of her on the outside of that ring. And I was like, oh, or the moonsault into the triangle choke.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
yeah.
well timed, perfect. I felt like they had a very clean, crisp match, and I think that was probably one of the matches of the night, if not the match of the night. I think the build up for Nakamura and Styles, people had built it up so much, like oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Then when you watched it, you're like,
I have an argument for that one. Everybody was expecting the New Japan version of Styles Nakamura 2. This is the WWE's first genuine big stage encounter for Styles Nakamura. Remember, this was a face matchup. This was not a predetermined role heel face matchup. This was strictly a face matchup. Now that you have Nakamura in a defined role as a heel and AJ Styles in a defined babyface role, next time these two meet, all bets are off. Here we go.
Angie, what was the one moment that stood out for you, WrestleMania?
In one moment. Probably I'm going to have to steal your answer again, Josh. I'm going to have to say the Charlotte Asuka match. You guys know how much of a huge fan I am of Charlotte. And like Josh said, she showed what an amazing athlete and how far she's come, and just the whole match was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And then there was the WTF moment of that kid winning the freaking.
Hey, one moment, bitch. Hey, bitch, one moment. One.
Okay, that's
One.
it.
You got them Nakamura? You know I speak English.
Yeah, congratulations to Cole Sykes for winning the WWE Raw Tag Team titles for a day. I'm just wondering where he got the hairpiece from.
because he's a midget.
Was it a weave? Was it extensions? Did he use Charles Anders cut? Go ahead.
My one moment that stood out was I think we can all rest assured that if Brock takes the gloves off, then somebody's getting busted open.
Oh God, did they?
Notice, he never used his fist.
The amount of blood that Roman Reigns spilled was along the lines of Eddie Guerrero against JBL and Leon Stresser in a cage.
I said he looked like a Buzz Sawyer with a blood mask.
Well, that to me, the amount of blood that Roman lost and getting busted open the hard way like that was the moment for me.
Yeah.
Now, Angie, you were talking about Nicholas winning the title, who we all thought might be a Make-A-Wish kid. Come to find out, it's referee John Cone's son.
Yep.
That's just weird.
But I think
And
Shane
they-
McMahon is like his godfather, isn't it?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's either Shane or
know about
Triple
that.
H. One of them
Is
is
he-
his godfather.
Is he sick or something, or they just gave it to the kid?
No.
They just gave it to the kid.
Well, no, like apparently, like John Cone and the McMahons are like really, really close. Like really, like families are all friends. And one of the McMahons is the godfather of his son. So, this could just be his first entrance into the business. That little kid's probably going to be, a road agent one day or something.
Oh, he Joe Studley back in fourth grade.
Several New Japan wrestlers were on hand too. And what about the guy that was following Braun around, Josh, that we spoke about, that was going, "I got you. I'll go right now."
Yeah, that was funny as
Spear in
shit.
his hand.
Apparently, Ray Fury was there, and Ray Fury was like, "Dude, I got my mask. Come on, let's go." Like Ray had his mask with him, and they made him take it off because they said he couldn't wear the mask
Correct.
in the building.
Security protocols.
But it's funny though, because after the show, he found Noelle Foley, and he got a picture with him and her in the crowd, and he put the mask on for the picture. I was like, fuck yeah.
There you go.
But wait a minute. But Angie,
Awesome.
which mask did he have on?
I don't know. I don't know. What did I say?
No, we were sitting there, and Lerman and Fury are buddies, and he said, yeah, they made him take his mask off because he had it with him. And Angie goes, which mask? I was like, his Zorro mask. Which mask do you think he had?
Well, it took me a minute to figure out which Ray he was talking about. I was like, Ray, right? Oh, Ray Fury.
his gimp mask with the zipper mouth.
Oh, yes, the Bandito mask. Yes, we went on. It was about 10 minutes about that.
Yeah, we had different. We kept just listing different masks that he could have had with him.
Daredevil.
Which one?
Second incarnation.
Okay.
Because
Mike Myers. That's fine.
Yeah, really. Yeah, there are two of the Daredevil because one of them is full face, the other has the lower half cut out.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Well, I'm glad security was doing their best future impressions with mask off. Fucking mask off.
God.
That was great. They all come back around, don't they?
Yes, I do.
We were discussing
And
that.
like Celine Dion, it's all coming back to me now. We're going to take our first commercial break of the evening. When we come back, we're going to talk more about WrestleMania weekend. And Josh and I have a big weekend coming up in Heflin, Alabama this Saturday, motherfuckers. And Josh will be at Piedmont Friday.
Fuck yeah.
Right here. The To Be Determined Show. We are live.
Howdy, friends. It's the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Lane with your invitation to join me, Mark Mabo Bowman, and Brooks Logan Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Find us on BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, BlackBerry, and a whole lot more. Once again, that's Sundays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
If you really want to get raw on Monday nights, tune into the Beyond Ringside Radio Network at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central Time for the Midnight Black Mass Podcast. Myself, the Reverend Dan the Dragon Wilson, along with the Strong Style Psycho Tank and Andrew Alexander, bring you a truly blood-curdling experience. Uncensored, uncut, and only on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
The To Be Determined Show, live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on this very radio station, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, as well as the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis, and my producer extraordinaire, Fast Eddie Lane.
That'd be me over here.
My co-host, Joshua O'Hagan.
Kitty got claws. Meow.
My much better half, Angie Nemesis.
Come join the madness.
This is not safe for work. This is your warning, parental advisory. If you have any kind of heart defects, make sure you listen because they will take effect when we go live. I promise you that. For everything outside of wrestling and a little bit of wrestling and hardcore to the bone, we are the To Be Determined Show.